All right, and we are back today with another one, guys, getting an opportunity to really learn and deep dive into this 2024 class. Today, I am joined by offensive lineman Talan Chandler from Missouri. Talan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. My family's out here in Colorado. We've just been exploring, so it's been a good. We're on spring break right now, so
Yeah, I remember the days when I would have spring break, and I always looked forward to it. But you're mentioning how you're in Colorado, and I forgot to mention you are one of the newest commits to Coach Prime, Sean Lewis, and those guys. Currently, as it sits, top 17 class in the country. Obviously, Coach Prime is going to get a lot more recruits in there than just five, but you're one of the early guys that has kind of bought into what Coach Prime is building out there in Boulder, Colorado. So, before we dive a little bit more into it, why Colorado? Why Coach Prime?
um, to be honest, one of the really big things that helped me was definitely the coaching staff. I mean, just the coaching staff they have is unreal, and the amount of just uh, guys on staff that used to be head coaches at Division I programs and are now there as assistant coaches. But you're still going to get that. You're still going to get that growth from them, and you're still going to get that coaching from them, and that's a great experience to have. And the facilities were great, and just it's you can see the cultures changing, and you can see how things are trending upwards, and it's just something you really want to be a part of.
Yeah, so you mentioned it, right? All these guys that either could be head coaches. Sean Lewis, a guy that's on the offense, used to be a head coach last year at Kent State. And I guess you could say takes a downgrade, but he moves to the Power 5 level, and he's joining up with Coach Prime to really be able to kind of help structure this offense a little bit. So in terms of recruiting, they haven't really got any film for Colorado yet and how they would use people at Colorado. How have they explained to you that you will be utilized in the offense as the Colorado Buffalo?
So really, the main thing is, like you said, I play offensive line, and I can play any of the positions. But the main thing that they said that they want to use me for is they want to put me in at center. So they plan on using me as center, and they like to pull their centers a lot. And so that's one of the big things that they said they wanted is to be able to have an athletic center that they can move and stuff a lot.
Okay. Okay. I like that. Yeah. And listen, to be competitive at the Power 5 level, you've got to be deep on the offensive line, right? So you've got to go out there and get several guys to be able to help you fight in the trenches. And that's something that you're going to be able to do. You're going to be able to come in and you're going to be able to help provide a little bit of depth there. So, talking about that recruiting, you did talk about how Colorado has some awesome facilities. Listen, as an Oklahoma fan, I'm going to be honest, I'm a little biased. I think OU's got the best facilities in the country. But out of some of the other places that you went to, like, what was like your favorite place that you visited outside of Colorado?
Ooh, that's hard. I gotta think about this. Oklahoma had good facilities. I went there. K State, I really loved K State's facilities. They had some good stuff. Um, Notre Dame. Yeah, those are really the three that stick out to me. Oh, Iowa State. Iowa State had really nice facilities too. So
Okay, Iowa State. That one intrigues me a little bit because smaller school. Um, Listen, Jack Trice Stadium would not strike me as the place that's got great facilities. So that one intrigues me a little bit. Kansas State's interesting though, because I have a lot of friends down here that are K State fans.
yeah,
But
a lot of those Big 12 programs all have great football facilities, and I went on a lot of visits there. But Colorado definitely stuck with me the most.
okay. Now, who is the funniest recruiter that you met?
On Colorado or just in general?
Just in general, like who told the best jokes?
Honestly, I gotta say probably Coach Corey from Colorado. I mean,
Okay.
he's a pretty funny guy. He's one of the I think he's like one of the head up director of recruiting guys, and he's funny and he just likes to crack jokes and stuff. So
Okay. I like to hear that. So, have you had a chance to actually meet Coach Prime, sit down and talk to him yet?
yes, I actually have a couple of times.
Okay, so what's it like talking to a former NFL guy who's, I don't believe, is he in the Hall of Fame already? Or, I mean, he's going to
Yes
be
he
if he's
is.
not already. So
Yeah,
what's
he's
it
got
like
his.
sitting there talking to a guy that's a Hall of Famer?
It's crazy because you sit there and you're like, wow, this is a guy that everyone knows. It's so awesome. But then once you truly get to know him, he's just a really good guy, and he's super down to earth, and it's easy to have conversations with him, and it's I mean I can see why he's had success at Jackson State and how he's going to have success here at Colorado. He's just a good overall guy and easy to get along with and everything.
So you're from Missouri. I'm assuming that you are prepped and ready to go for the cold weather, because I'm not. I've talked to some of the other guys that came in through the transfer portal this year, and they were talking about how it was a little bit colder than they expected. I'm assuming you're a little bit prepared for it.
Honestly, it's not. I don't think it's that cold out here.
Really?
Yeah, we've been out here for like 4 or 5 days recently, and we've been out here in a little bit of the cold weather, and it hasn't really affected me much. So
Okay. 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 I think you'll eat those words when it becomes a blizzard warning and you're on campus and you're kind of stuck in there and you got to kind of walk around to get places. But okay, Boulder, Colorado, beautiful city. I've been there, and you said you got to eat at Rio's Mexican restaurant. What'd you guys think of that?
oh, that was amazing. That was the first day we got here. We went and ate there, and it was amazing. The food was great. We all got fajitas here, and the chicken was really good. And it was just really fresh and great food. And every meal we've eaten here has been amazing. So
Yeah, no, I went out there for a bachelor trip, and then my friend got married out there. So that's how we ended up there. But listen, when you turn 21, you got to go back to Rio's and try their margaritas. The best margaritas I've ever had. Best margaritas I've ever had. So, hey, tell us a little bit more about yourself. If you could be any animal, what would you be?
ooh, that's tough. I'd say a lion.
Haven't heard that one yet. It's new. That's a new one.
Hey,
I've heard mammoths, eagles, dogs. Have not heard a lion yet.
they're the king of the jungle.
Lion King, baby. So tell us a little bit more about where you grew up. Tell us a little bit more about your family and what motivates you to go out there and play football.
So right now we live in Nevada, but my family actually just moved there this year. So I lived in St. Louis for most of my life. I played football there and everything. I've got 3 older siblings. Live with my mom and dad, and then I live with one of my older brothers who actually just graduated. He played football at the University of Memphis, and now he's in chiropractic school. So we all live together, and we just enjoy our time together and everything. And you asked about the football. What really motivates me is I've loved the game of football ever since I started playing. And I started playing in kindergarten, and there's just something about it when you step on the field every time. I love it. I mean, I want to do the best I can in everything I do, and just the guys that I played around whenever I was over in St. Louis also kind of helped, and I want to make my family proud. It's one of the big things.
Love that. I love that answer. I love to hear that. I love to hear what motivates you guys to go out there and play the game that so many of us love to watch every single week. It's such a nice thing to hear, because then we go out there and we see you guys play it. We understand why. So, uh, you're from Missouri, so
Yep.
I'm assuming you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan. As you can tell, I'm wearing my Chiefs Super Bowl jersey. Or are you a Rams fan still, since they moved out to LA?
Actually, I'm a Bengals fan.
An Eagles fan or a Bengals fan?
Bengals.
Bengals fan. Oh, so you just saw that they took Orlando Brown from the Chiefs. They signed
No,
him
I hadn't
for,
seen. I hadn't seen
yeah.
that yet. That's a
Yeah,
little
I,
upset
I
that
was
losing all the running backs.
I'm a little upset about it. I'm not gonna lie. I love all my OU boys ending up at Kansas City, so I can cheer for him. But yeah, he $64 million front loaded deal, includes over $31 million in signing bonuses, largest ever for an offensive lineman.
That's a pretty good deal.
Hey, you know what? When you're an offensive lineman and you're blocking on the left side and you can block as good as that, the money's coming.
Yeah.
So, is there a specific player that you kind of look up to that you model your game after, whether they're in college still or in the NFL or they're retired?
One big guy that I always looked up to is Quentin Nelson. I just love the way he plays, his attitude, just the effort he gives, everything he does. He's I mean, he's just a great player to watch. He's very technically sound, but he also finishes guys. And then Joe Thomas. Those two were kind of the offensive linemen that I've always watched.
So,
Now Jason Kelsey. Now that I know I'm
oh,
at center.
yeah, Jason Kelsey. He actually just signed another deal. It's like 1 year, $14 million or $12 million with the Eagles. So I think it'll be probably his last year in the NFL. So kind of give the fans.
They're gonna try and go get that ring.
Oh yeah, they're gonna try to get it again. Go ahead and give the fans a little bit of insight. As a center on the offensive line, what is your job with the quarterback and kind of helping direct the rest of the offensive line? And then what are some of the biggest skills that an offensive lineman must have to be successful?
Well, as a center, you work a lot. It's mainly with the rest of the offensive linemen. I mean, you have to be able to identify the fronts and call out the blocking schemes and identify who's the mic and if they're going to have a blitz, and and sometimes you can even like tell the quarterback to make audibles and stuff. So you have to be able to make those on a fly and just be quick and be able to identify stuff fast. So that's kind of a big piece, is just having that football IQ to recognize things. And the first part is you need to get that snap. The snap needs to be there every single play, because if you don't do that, the play can't go. So that's really that's one of the big things for centers. And then what was the second part of that question? Sorry.
Yeah, like what's one of the biggest or most important skills that an offensive lineman must have to be successful?
I would say having good technique is a really big thing. So lots of quick feet, quick hands, making sure you're taking the right steps, making sure you're getting your hands inside, you're not chicken winging it, all of those little things. Because you got to think, when you're going up against dudes who are 300 pounds and it's like fighting in a phone booth, is what we say. And so you have to be able to just make those quick movements as fast as you can. If you make one mistake, you could miss your block and the play's getting blown up in the backfield. So one of the big things that I try to focus on personally is my footwork and my hands.
Okay. Yeah, I like to hear that. I like to hear from you guys how you're successful, and I know people that watch the show, they love to learn a little bit more about these positions and what it takes to be able to play it. So, kind of going back into your recruitment a little bit, what was your favorite stadium that you visited?
K-State's was really cool. Whenever we went for our game day visit to K-State, it was just we went against Oklahoma one time, and it was packed. The stadium was completely full, and just the atmosphere that the fans provide was pretty cool.
I haven't been to K-State this year, and I'm really bummed that Oklahoma's not going up there, because I was like, this is the year I'm going to go, and then I looked at the schedule and they're not on there. So maybe one day Oklahoma will make another trip out there and I'll get to go watch K-State.
Maybe.
So are you going to be out there for the spring game at all for Colorado with some of these other recruits that are coming in, kind of helping lead the way for the class, or what is that going to look like?
Yeah, I'm going to be out there for the spring game and, working on guys, I got a bunch of buddies from St. Louis that I'm trying to get to come out right now and stuff too. So
one of those wouldn't be a wide receiver named Ryan Wingo, would it?
Yeah, I know Ryan.
Ryan Wingo's special. He's going to be a talent that's wanted across the country. So I can only imagine Ryan Wingo in a Coach Prime offense with Shedeur Sanders and some of those other guys.
Ryan's a stud. He's fast and very, very skilled.
Yes. Oh, yes. I want him here at Oklahoma, but yeah, it's probably not going to happen. So is there a specific team that you're excited to play during your time at Colorado? Whether that's, I guess, looking that you guys stay in the Pac-12. I'm assuming Colorado will stay in the Pac-12. We don't really know that situation yet, but we'll assume that they stay in the Pac-12. Who are you most excited to play?
Well, I know one team that I'm looking forward to is Nebraska because that's a huge rivalry. So that's one that I know they have them on the schedule for my freshman year. So that's one that I'm looking for. And then my senior year, they play K-State, and that'll be fun. And then just honestly, if they do stay in the Pac-12, playing Oregon and Washington and Arizona State, schools like that, I mean, that'll just be a fun atmosphere, especially going up to Oregon.
Eugene's a beautiful place. I don't know if you've been. It's a beautiful
No,
place.
I've never been.
I'll tell you a Pac-12 school that I would love to go to watch a football game. Stanford. All those trees and everything around you. I bet that place is incredible.
I actually had an old teammate. He went to Stanford. Now he's at Iowa State, but
yeah, Stanford's it's an incredible, beautiful place. So, but hey, you know what? As we start to wrap this up, I want to kind of end it up with a little bit of another fun question. Pineapples on pizza. So we've had a lot of people say no. I personally don't think so, but we've had a lot of people say yes too. What's your take? What's your opinion?
I'll be honest, I'm a picky eater, and I don't think pineapple should go on pizza.
Thank you. The marinara sauce, the cheese, and pineapple does not go together.
Some pepperoni is all I need.
Yes. All right. Hey, well, I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you joining the show and talking a little bit about your recruitment, talking about the Colorado Buffaloes. Is there anything that you want to say to the Colorado Buff fan base? Because, listen, they always tune in for the videos, so I'm sure they'll show out for this one.
Like I've said before, we coming.
All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on, Talan. If you guys haven't already, please go ahead, hit that like and the subscribe button. We are always trying to bring you guys more interviews and more insight into what Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes are doing out there in Boulder. So you don't want to miss any of it. Go ahead, hit that like, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. We would love to have you guys be a part of what we're doing here on the channel.